I just passed my 1-year anniversary here on AuthorTube, and as I'm sure you've guessed, I have a lot of things to say about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if by any chance you're new here, hi, I'm Laura and I write young adult fiction, and here on my AuthorTube channel I am chronicling my long, arduous journey towards trying to become traditionally published. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I have officially been on AuthorTube for 1 whole year. I started AuthorTube in April Camp Nano of last year, and so this year during Camp Nano was my 1-year anniversary. Last year, I got 50,000 words in 1 month. It was the first time I ever wrote 50,000 words in 1 month. This year for Camp Nano, I didn't even win. And I wasn't even trying to get 50,000 words. I was just doing time that I arbitrarily chose, and then I couldn't meet those expectations. But you know what? It's a pandemic. There's lots of things going on in the world, okay? So cut me a little bit of slack. But I do have quite a bit to say about my 1 year here on AuthorTube. Now, I'll be honest, you know, I got some thoughts about some things that I'm gonna keep to myself because that's what people do, okay? But I do have a lot of positive things to say about AuthorTube, and I kind of want to use this video not only to reflect on the last year on AuthorTube and what it's been like being a part of AuthorTube, but also to use it to encourage others to join AuthorTube as well, whether that be starting your own AuthorTube channel or maybe just participating a bit more in the comments and the live chats. But I'll get to that in just a second. So let's reflect, let's think back. Oh, 1 year earlier, I was a younger Laura. I had less white hair, mostly because I could go to the hair salon, but you know what I'm saying. So why did I start AuthorTube? Nobody asked me that question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. I probably answered it in one of my AuthorTube newbie tags or whatever. I have like 2 of them, so if you're new here or you never watch those, I'll link them for you to find. But I've always wanted to be a writer. Well, I'm not gonna tell you the whole story, okay? Because you can find that in those videos. But it wasn't until I left a doctoral program and I really was encouraged by my brother Kevin to pursue writing, to try to get traditionally published. And I would say that that happened, I really started working on it in 2014 and I officially left the program in 2015. So it's been almost 5 years because it was the end of 2015. So I just want to say that in the 5 years that I've been actively working toward trying to get something traditionally published while doing a million other things, dealing with mental health issues, moving several times across the country and back, being full-time employed, you know, yada, yada, yada. I did more towards my goals of being a traditionally published author in the last year that I've been on AuthorTube than I did the other 4 years combined that I was working towards becoming an author. So I would like to 100% attribute that to joining AuthorTube. Like, that is not an exaggeration. It is 100% of the reason why I've done so much in the last year, even though, sorry, if you're new here, you don't know about my dog snorting, but if you're not new, you're used to Falcor. So, I don't know why I keep saying, or if you're new here, as if everyone's gonna flock to see my 1 year reflection on YouTube. But anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked. What was I saying? Oh, even though I am not anywhere near where I probably should be in this journey, you'd think a year on AuthorTube, oh, you've probably finished an entire book. Yeah, no. I finished 1.5 drafts of a book. Yeah, but that's for another video, okay? So, or for my diary on my pillow with my tears. So I have, though, accomplished quite a bit. And I wouldn't say just in word count, because you know how much I hate obsessing about word count. But I have gained so much more about craft, about understanding what it is to be a writer, understanding more about publishing, understanding more about writers, being more connected to a writer community. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I have just gained leaps and bounds in this last year, and I am so glad I decided to join AuthorTube. So I joined AuthorTube, why? Because I wanted I mean, there's just so many reasons. Like, first of all, my brother Kevin was already doing writing videos, and I didn't even know that was a thing. I have a personal channel where I was doing personal videos on YouTube, and I saw that my brother kind of shifted his content to be about writing, and I kind of fell down that tube of him telling me about people to watch and videos to watch, and I kind of really fell in love with talking about writing, because nobody in my real life, except for my brother Kevin, which is a huge plus. Like, not a lot of people can share that with a sibling / best friend like I can. But besides him, I didn't have anybody. And seeing this whole community of people where they're just talking about writing and living in the writing like community and just breathing it and all that stuff, it was intoxicating. And you guys know I'm a sharer, I'm not an observer, okay? So I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to share my thoughts, I wanted to share my experiences, I wanted to connect with other people. And really, honestly, for myself, I wanted to chronicle my journey. I wanted to look back someday when I have all my books, when this whole bookshelf is just covered or filled with my books, and look at my journey, and not just my journey toward writing, but it also chronicles like my journey in life and what I'm going through and who I am as a person. And it's one of the things I love about YouTube. I've always been one of those people, you know, I love the internet, I love social media, I've had all the things, you know, and I just feel like YouTube is the premier way to sort of time capsule my life. And it also makes me really introspective. It makes me really think about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, what other people are doing, what they're saying. It's a huge learning tool. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. But it has really got me to think very critically about my writing, my approach to writing, to craft, to publishing, building community, right? Having colleagues and understanding, being like jealous, but also so excited for people. I've grown as a person because of it. And I've really been able to not only share my journey to show other people what I'm going through, but I get to watch other people's journeys too. And that is so exciting to me. I'm one of those people who's obsessed with documentaries, and I love like slice of life documentaries of like what this person, I've always been obsessed with how other people live. That's just the kind of person I am. When the internet was invented, you guys, it wasn't invented for people like me. As soon as I found out I could talk to people who like lived in other countries or even other states or were doing other things, I was just in awe of that. And I have always been in awe of that. And so being able to like combine that with like writers, because I also love people who create. I am obsessed with art. I'm obsessed with music. I was obsessed with music all through high school. I went to a billion concerts. All my friends were in bands. I'm not that, writing's the only thing I can do, but I love other people who create. It really speaks to me. So I was obsessed with music. I'm obsessed with art. I love museums. I have so many friends who are artists. My husband is an artist. I love that so much. I collect designer toys. I am obsessed with collecting art and things like that. So I love to hear about the artists. I love to know their journey. I love to know their inspiration. I love to see the ups and downs. I'm in it for the drama, all of it, because I also love me some drama, you know? And so it just felt so perfect to be able to see other people's journeys, their highs, their lows, what they learned, their mistakes, all of that stuff. It's got everything you could ever want. It's right here in AuthorTube. But another thing it's been really good for is helping to keep me accountable. Part of the reason why I didn't get nearly as much done in the 4 years prior to starting AuthorTube is I could just not write. And I didn't have to tell anyone, and no one really knew. And I didn't have to explain it or account for it or even just think about it. It would just be like, I'll just write when I'm gonna write, and that would be that. And I don't know, Brandon Sanderson did a really great video recently where he talked about just because you don't want to write every second of the day doesn't mean that you don't love it and you don't want it. He said writing is hard, and it is human to avoid things that are hard. And so that's what I would do a lot. And I didn't really I just felt like I was kind of flapping out there in the wind, you know, and I would write sometimes. And then I would not write for 2 months. And when you're in AuthorTube and you make friends and you watch the videos and you have to create content, you're constantly living, thinking, breathing your writing. And that has kept me going. Even if I might not write for a day or a week or whatever, I'm coming back way more often and I'm thinking about it so much more than I ever did before. And you know, it keeps me accountable. It keeps me on track. Like, it keeps me thinking about all of these things all of the time, and I've gotten so much more progress because of it. Now, the best thing, like the chef's kiss of all things that I got out of AuthorTube, you would think would be, oh, you made all that progress in your book. And while that's been amazing, I'm not even being like lame and like exaggerative and facetious or whatever word you want to insert here. I'm being completely honest here, okay? I was never a Girl Scout, but I was a brownie, so brownie promise. The best thing I've gotten from this year on AuthorTube is all of the friendships that I've made and the community that I am a part of. I cannot tell you how invaluable that has been for me as not just a writer, but as a person. I have made such great friendships with people who understand a part of my life and a part of who I am that most people don't understand. And I have people who share my passions and make me laugh and make me cry. And you know, as an adult, it's really hard to make friends, and it's really hard to make friends who get you and who share those things with you. I mean, how do you make friends? You either keep them from when you were a kid or you make them at your job. And most of us are not in jobs that we love and are passionate about and have people that share our passions. So making these connections has just been so amazing. I have made so many great friends and so many great acquaintances, even if we haven't become like besties. Just having that camaraderie, that community, that understanding, and everyone really wants to help each other and champion each other and learn from each other. And this sounds so freaking kumbaya, but you know what I'm trying to say, you know? Like, it's just been really good. When I think about this last year on AuthorTube, I can't help but think of all of the good, and I smile because it's just been such a joy in my life. Like, no joke. I know I'm getting really cheesy and like sappy, but it's the truth. There is no substitute for someone who is in the trenches with you, who gets it, you know? And I haven't just made this community by making my own videos. I got into this community and made friends from, yes, making my own content, but also watching other people's content, commenting on their content, visiting other people's live streams, doing my own live stream. If you're not already aware, Kevin, my brother, and I, we do a live stream every single Thursday. We've been doing it since August. Every single Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, either on his channel or mine. We alternate. We do live streams, and I have the same people that come back every single week. Or sometimes we'll have a new friend who'll just pop in for a time. And I've just made so many friends, and I get to share laughs and stories and our highs and lows of writing, but also life. And it's just been really great being able to just connect with people on so many different levels. And that is why I want to encourage you, if you have not yet, to join AuthorTube. Now look, I get it. Not everyone is cut out to be a content creator. First of all, you gotta come up with a lot of ideas. It takes a lot of sort of like, well, I don't know the word for it, but like personal energy to like put yourself out there to be in a video. I compared like you have to be on, not that I'm not myself, but you have to be like an animated, amped up, like a plugged in version of yourself. And that's not for everyone. And it's a lot of work to edit and upload and do thumbnails and filming and all that. I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just saying I get it if that's not for you. But there are so many other ways that you can be an active participant in AuthorTube if you're not already. Like I said before, you can watch people's videos and you can comment on their videos. So many people in AuthorTube reply back to their commenters. And not just that, you can reply to other commenters. I've seen people make friendships in the comments with each other. The same goes for live shows. You can come to my Thirsty Thursdays and talk to us. In the live chat, you can talk to each other in the live chat. Go to all the live chats. Talk to all the people. There are so many ways to connect with people through AuthorTube, through YouTube. These friendships, you guys, are really what's going to help you through the highs and lows of your writing journey when you feel like nobody else gets where you're coming from. So I cannot emphasize enough why joining AuthorTube has been invaluable to me, and I really, really hope, if you haven't yet, that you will consider joining in some sort of way of your own. And I promise that by opening up to others, connecting with other people, you're gonna gain so much more than you could have imagined. Because that's what AuthorTube is for me. It's personal. This is not my business platform. And I know that it is for some people, but that's not what I'm here for, and that's not what I get out of it. And I think there's so much more you can get out of AuthorTube than just seeing it as a platform. Sure, it's a platform. Sure, it's a way to get yourself out there. But the real takeaways from this is in the personal connections that you make with other people and with the introspection and the insight that you gain on your own. Those are just my 2 cents on it anyway. So hopefully you have enjoyed this last year seeing me on AuthorTube, because you're gonna get a lot more of me in the future, because I ain't going anywhere, people. And hopefully you will join me either up here making content or down in the comments or in those live chats every week, because I really appreciate every single one of you who wants to be a part of this journey with me. Now, it's getting really cheesy. I'm afraid I'm gonna start, you know, getting a little weepy-eyed here soon if I keep being so cheesy. So I'm gonna cut this short and say thank you so much to everyone who has commented, talked to me, befriended me, joined me, watched my content, and encouraged me along the way, because I feel closer than I ever have to being able to reach goals that I've had my entire life. Okay, now it's really hard to get there, so I'm gonna cut this. All right, guys, thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye!